Hello and welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. My name is Jennifer and I'll be your facilitator tonight. We have some fantastic schools here with us today, but before we get started, I have a few housekeeping announcements for you. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. But you can use the Q&A button on your screen to ask questions to our presenters at any time. You can leave a question in the box for all of our representatives to answer about maybe a program or if they have a certain major or activity at their school, but you can also direct questions specifically to our panelists by including the name of their school in with your question so they'll know what answer, they'll know who would like to hear from them. All right, also know this is just one of many different sessions that have been happening as programming for Minnesota students. We hope that you've been enjoying the other panels and events. So we hope that you'll sign up and enjoy other sessions following this one today. Also know that this presentation, like all of the panels and all of these 6x6 College Fair events, are being recorded. And they're going to be available at that same website where you registered for this session and can register for sessions that are upcoming. And you can see that website on your screen. Striscan.com/Minnesota. All right, well, I'm excited to get started tonight and to welcome our very first school to start us off tonight, and that's going to be the University of North Dakota.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being with us tonight. My name is Matt Lukacs. I am the recruitment director with the University of North Dakota. Again, super happy you're here with us. Just a little bit about UND. By the numbers, we have 14,000 students between our undergrad and graduate students. We have an average class size of about 24 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 17-1. Our faculty, 93% of them have the highest degree in their field, but better than that, most of them were leaders outside of the classroom first. UND has 225 plus fields of study, so you can definitely find your passion here at the University of North Dakota. And we have 240 plus student organizations or clubs, so we want you to stay busy if you choose the University of North Dakota. We also have a great honors program. It's a close-knit community with active learning, so you're not just sitting in the classroom. We have two dual track programs, the Research Scholars track and the Leaders in Action track. Our honors program is huge on civic service, so they're out there helping the community and really being a huge part of Grand Forks, North Dakota. Their average class size is 20. And one of the really great things about honors is that there's lots of scholarship opportunities within our honors program here at the University of North Dakota. All right, we mentioned clubs and organizations. We have almost anything you can think of. We'll have a club or organization for it, from academics to culture, language, the honors we've talked about. We have faith-based, community service, and any special interests or hobbies. We actually have a people watching club, which is really kind of odd, but we also have lots of other things like motorcycle clubs, any athletics. So lots of different ways to be involved here on our campus at the University of North Dakota. We also have a really strong Greek life program at UND with 21 fraternities and sororities. They are high achieving here at the University of North Dakota. You can see our GPA from spring 2020, and that has not changed much in the last year. So very, very great GPAs. They're a huge part of UND community. You'll develop lots of good leadership skills, and more importantly, with our Greek life, you'll develop those lifelong friendships. And you really will be a huge part of UND's campus. If you choose UND, you do have to live on campus for the first year, which is called the Live On requirement. And one exciting things about living on campus, in the next year and a half, we will have 2 new residence halls at the University of North Dakota. So if you choose us, you could be in a brand new residence hall. If you're living on campus, you'll have a meal plan, lots of different options to eat. We have 2 dining centers with almost anything you can imagine. We also have a world-class wellness center at UND. Anything you can think of that's in a wellness center, we have it. Our wellness center ranks in the top 10 every year for college campuses. We have weights, cardio, we have a kitchen, we have a rock wall, we have tons of intramural sports, and new this last year is our esports. So that's really cool, and kind of walking into a different world in that esports zone. You can study abroad at UND. We do have our program up and running. So if you want to learn a different culture or just experience a different culture, definitely check into that at the University of North Dakota. We just opened a brand new Memorial Union, which is a fantastic building. It's got the largest Starbucks in North Dakota. It's got Chick-fil-A and Panda Express, and it's really just a great place to hang out. But it's really cool, and it is open for business. All right, so we also have a Division I athletics program. We have all the major sports. We have 8 national championships in ice hockey and several conference championships in multiple other sports. Our sports teams and sitting in that student section is really a great way to be part of our campus. We have Ralph Engelstad Arena, probably the nicest hockey arena in the United States. We have all kinds of cool events with our athletics. And even if you're not a Division I athlete, just attending our Division I athletics is fantastic. So we have lots of job opportunities on our campus. So if you need a job or want a job while you're going to school, you can get one on campus, and all of our employers are flexible. And really, we know you're a student first with all of our job opportunities. Lots of support services. So anything you can think of, you will have it on our campus. We have student health services, career services, all kinds of tutoring services. If you're a veteran or in the military, we have a specific office that can help you. So if you need a service, we will have it here for you at the University of North Dakota. And with that, I will pass it on to our next presenter. Thank you so much for your time, Dave. We do appreciate it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Matt, for starting us off and presenting on the University of North Dakota. We're off to our second school. We're going to be hearing about the University of South Florida.
Hi, how are you today? My name is Christy Penman. I'm with the University of South Florida. I'm the Midwest Regional Recruiter and Advisor. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation with you now. Hopefully you can all see it. Let's just make sure it pulls up. Going to give me just a second here.
I'll let you know.
Hey, there we go.
Sure. There you go.
Wonderful. Well, why University of South Florida? One of the biggest reasons, obviously, is that we're in Florida. Coming from the Midwest, I know you're excited about maybe some warmer weather. I live in Illinois myself, so I've been born and raised, so I know how the winters go. So one great thing about moving to University of South Florida area is definitely going to be the palm trees and the beaches and all of the wonderful things that go along with that, and a wonderful school. So we are University of South Florida. We have 52,000 students. We are a public university. In Tampa, we have a campus, St. Petersburg, as well as Sarasota, Manatee. We offer over 200 majors and concentrations. We have over 1,100 clubs and organizations to get involved in, and we have a very diverse student body. We represent all 50 states and over 145 countries. So that is something that is a point of pride for the University of South Florida. As you can see here, we are the Bulls. We are the USF Bulls. We are a Division I school. So for any of those who are very into sports, and you may even know this, our team actually plays at the Raymond James Stadium, which is where the Bucks just won the Super Bowl last year. So something to be very proud of is that our team actually plays at that exact same stadium. So we really like that. Just to kind of give you an idea as to where we are located, most students have been to Orlando, I assume, or have heard of Disney World and Universal Studios. We're about an hour south of those facilities. So here we are in Tampa, then we have a little further south, St. Petersburg, and then a little further down the coast, we have Sarasota. Now in St. Petersburg and Sarasota, you will find some of the world's, or the I should say the country's best beaches, maybe Sarasota Key, Siesta Key you've been to, maybe you've been to Sanibel Island. So some great beaches, also Clearwater and the St. Pete Beach right outside of St. Petersburg. So looking for water, we definitely have it. Another great thing about the University of South Florida is we are one of the preeminent research universities in the state of Florida. So if you are interested in doing research, you can start research as early as a freshman. We're also number 46 among public universities in the nation, and we are also ranked one of the best value colleges. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our tuition and how it can actually be even less expensive to attend a college such as ours in Florida based on our tuition and our scholarship opportunities. So definitely want to talk to you a little bit about that. Even though we are a large university, we actually have a very small student to teacher ratio across our campuses. It is 21:1 students. And as I had mentioned, another point of pride for us is 41.5% of our student body has or comes from a diverse ethnic background. So lots of students to meet with different backgrounds. So I think that's always really important and part of the great college experience. As I had mentioned, we have over 1,100 clubs and organizations to get involved in. So if you are a fan of Harry Potter, we have a Harry Potter club, we have a chocolate lovers club, we even have something called Puppy Love, which is based on our St. Petersburg campus, and that's actually where we raise 2 puppies to eventually become service dogs for those in need. Some of the other organizations and clubs that we have are related to maybe an event that you are interested in having, as far as maybe being part of our student organizations that are part of our majors on campus. So if you're interested in business, we have a business, economics club, finance club, nursing club, anything related to your major, we definitely have. Also, as I mentioned, we are a Division I school. However, if you are not that interested in being that competitive, we also have club sports and intramural sports. We also have a very lively campus, as you can see here in this picture below. We have a couple of our students who have their longboards. So a lot of our students get around campus on their longboards, bicycles, but you can bring your car to campus even as a freshman, and you can live in any of our traditional style dorms, suites, or apartments even as a freshman. Now, as I mentioned, we are a large university. We're kind of a city within a city of Tampa. If you go to the Tampa campus, we have our own CVS, we have our own Publix grocery store, and we even have our own wellness center on that campus. So lots of ways to stay healthy and stay active on our campus. So here is a picture of our Herd of Thunder. And I had also mentioned that we are Division I athletic team. So we have 8 men's varsity sports, 9 women's varsity sports, and 2 spirit squads. You get free admission to all of our USF sporting events. And here is our Herd of Thunder. So if you have been involved in marching band, we would love for you to come join the Herd of Thunder. As you can see, they're in St. Petersburg Square there. And what's really neat is they actually do travel abroad as well. So just some general information about University of South Florida. Obviously, we want you to attend University of South Florida for 4 years. We have a 92% retention rate among our freshman students, and we have a phenomenal career services office. So if you are looking for job opportunities on campus, off campus, internship opportunities, we definitely have that. Something unique to the University of South Florida is we even have something called Suitable. So being that you're in Florida, you may not be bringing a lot of dress clothes down. So we actually will dress you for your interviews or any kind of formal events, and that is free of charge for all of our students. We just ask that you return the items that you borrow, and then we dry clean them and then provide them for the next set of students. So I think that's really unique about University of South Florida, is we always want to make sure that you have everything at your fingertips so you can be successful while you're a student and then after you are a student. As I mentioned, we do have lots of internship opportunities, and we also have many study abroad opportunities as well. So if you're looking to get a broader scope of the world, we definitely have that. So let's talk about admissions. So if you are interested in applying to University of South Florida, you can do so on our website. Do it through the Coalition app or the Common app. We don't have a preference. There is a $30 application fee. You can also request an ACT or SAT fee waiver and submit that. All we ask is that you request your official transcripts and your official test scores be sent to University of South Florida. We do require ACT or SAT test.
Christy, we have hit the end of your time. I know the 6 minutes flies by, so I want to make sure, though, to remind you and to remind all the representatives to please make sure that we're putting contact information in the chat. Attendees, I hope that you're keeping an eye on the chat tonight so you can grab emails and contact info for everyone to follow up even more after tonight.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Christy. Just a quick reminder to our attendees, don't forget about the Q&A box. So as you're hearing, if there's something you want to follow up on, ask more about that you're hearing from any of our representatives, or you're wondering if how many of these schools have a certain activity or major, please feel free to drop that in the Q&A so that our panelists can have a chance to answer that for you and give you more information. All right, so as you can see on the screen, we're heading off to our third school right now, and it's going to be Northland Community and Technical College.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Mara Eftelin, and I am here with Northland Community and Technical College. And we have a couple different campus locations. I work on the Thief River Falls location. We also have a campus on the East Grand Forks, Minnesota, our aerospace campus, which is in Thief River Falls as well. And we have a satellite in Roseau, and we always have online campuses as well, or classes. Why Northland? Northland is awesome because of our small classroom sizes. Our average class is about 17 students to 1 faculty ratio. The average age here at Northland is actually 25 years old, so it's pretty awesome that you can have classes with diverse ages. I know I like that being a student here. We were recently awarded the top 10 in the nation for best education at the lowest price. And when students are talking about college and everything like that, tuition is definitely something to keep in mind. We have about 4,500 students enrolled here at Northland. And we have 80 programs, and of those programs, we have aerospace, agriculture, automotive and transportation, building trades, business management and marketing, education, health and human services, information technology, law and public safety, and manufacturing. And when I list those off, each of our campuses have specific things that they have. So for instance, our East Grand Forks has all of our building trades, and the Thief River campus offers all of the automotive, agriculture, and then the aerospace. So that's something to keep in mind if you're kind of looking into Northland to see which programs are listed where. And I'll also say too that with Northland being up north, it's a perfect place if you like hunting, fishing, any outdoors activities, and want to just kind of escape to the up north where it's quiet. It's not the big city living, but East Grand Forks does offer more of the nightlife and dining opportunities. Here at Northland, we do have Division III athletics. We have men's baseball, basketball, and wrestling. And for the women's, we have basketball, softball, and volleyball. Recently, we have just added co-ed clay target shooting, and that's something that our students really enjoy. They go out and shoot by themselves, and then with COVID, everything gets uploaded so they can see how they're doing for scores. Housing. So in the Thief River Falls location, we do have housing on campus. And there is an application that is required for that. The housing style, everything is included. So if you're worried about moving up here or just flying, we have everything taken care of, from bed, pots and pans, table, sheets, everything you need. We have it here. On our East Grand Forks campus, we do not have housing, but there are lots of apartments that are in the area and in walking distance, so you don't need a car if you don't want to. Just a little bit about our tuition. For our tuition and fees, it's roughly about $6,000 per semester, which is awesome that you can get your education your 2 years, and if you want your generals done and then move on to a 4-year school, that's awesome. Or you can also get a certificate, diploma, and then just get out to the career forces, good as well. This year at Northland, we awarded $67,000 in scholarships to our students. That's something we take a lot of pride in. We want to take care of our students and we want them to stay and stay in the area and continue their education and go on and learn. So yeah, that's something that you can just apply for the scholarships. It is a free to apply at Northland. So it's at no cost and it's open enrollment. So all you need to do is you can apply to Northland, send us your high school transcript, and then if you have any other college transcript, and we can get you in and let you know. That kind of wraps up a speed round for Northland, and I am happy that you guys all tuned in today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mara, for sharing about Northland Community and Technical College. The next school we're going to be hearing from today is Westminster College.
Hello, everyone. My name's Cody Clements, and I'm an admissions counselor at Westminster College. And hopefully now you can see my screen okay. Perfect.
Looks good, Cody.
Thank you. So Westminster College, we are located in Salt Lake City, Utah. So this will be the only slide I'll read at you because I think you can say it better than I do. About Westminster, we're located in Salt Lake's vibrant Sugar House neighborhood. Westminster College has been evolving the liberal arts tradition since 1875. At Westminster, self-reliant students from all backgrounds seek lives of consequence and opportunities to explore. Our devoted faculty foster curiosity and exploration that doesn't end at graduation. Westminster is a place for expanding your worldview, innovating the future, and launching a meaningful life. And so to stick to my promise, we won't be reading all of the slides. But again, Westminster's been around since 1875. We're a small student campus. And so you can see in this presentation, there's schools of all sizes. And so what you want to do as the prospective student is start to make your pros and cons list and think about what attracts you to certain campuses. And for us, again, it's that we're a small campus. In 2021, 2020-2021, we had 1,850 total students enrolled. Our average class size is 15. And then I want to talk about the liberal arts component a little bit. I think that sometimes trips prospective students and families up. So briefly, what a liberal arts education is it's where you're studying one subject from multiple perspectives. It doesn't just mean that it's an art subject. So all of the art subjects are fantastic. And you can see on this list, we have many different types of art. We have performing arts, English, writing, and so on. But we also have accounting, we have physics, public health, psychology. And so really lots and lots of different majors to choose from. And so that liberal arts component, if you're studying computer science, you're applying computer science to the world. You're talking about how does it affect people and populations, and so on and so forth. But lots of cool things going on at Westminster. And like some of the other colleges as well, we have an honors college. And so our honors college route, if that's something that you're looking for, there's an application you want to keep an eye out for. And it's good to know that there can be additional scholarship funding with the honors college as well. Similar to a lot of my peers, athletics are definitely an option at Westminster College. We are an NCAA Division II institution. And one of our biggest sports, hand down, is alpine ski. We get lots and lots of skiers and snowboarders to Westminster College. And that's because within an hour, there's 5 world-class resorts that you can go and ski, snowboard, or just do other similar outdoor adventures. And if any of you haven't been to Utah, just a couple hours from campus, you have the Mighty 5 national parks. And so again, can't emphasize enough. If you love the outdoors, there's lots of opportunities. But if outdoors aren't your thing, Salt Lake has many other things that you can get involved in as well. Academic programs and co-curricular activities. So one of my favorite programs that Westminster puts on is called the Westminster Outdoor Expedition. And this is a 16-credit road trip. So students spend their entire semesters going all over the American West, Rocky Mountain region. And they explore Glacier Park, Yellowstone, different kind of communities, coal towns, and they learn about the different cultures that exist within the Western United States, Rocky Mountain region. And so I forget the exact amount of students. I think it's somewhere around 10. All of you get together in a couple vans and you just travel all over this region. You get to know each other better. And then at the end of the semester, you walk away with 16 credits. And so I just think it's a really cool program that Westminster offers. Westminster College is a residential campus. So during the first 2 years at Westminster, you will be asked to live on campus. And that's because the data shows that students who are living on campus are more successful, or they're more likely to be successful, better retained. Like all the other campuses, we have lots and lots of clubs to get involved with. Each year, our students approximately do about 100,000 hours of community service. And so we very much have a campus that cares about giving back. Again, many different types of student support services. And so what I tell students is, if there's something that you're looking for in a campus, make sure you're reaching out to these colleges to say, hey, do you have a disability services center? Do you have a global and spiritual center, or whatever that fit may be for you? In terms of paying for college, Westminster has academic, needs-based, and talent-based scholarships. So you can see the different ranges from there. And the talent-based scholarships, one of the really cool things about those are music, dance, and theater, and our NCAA sports all have an opportunity at receiving funding for your skills. And last but not least, how to apply to the institution. We do accept Common App, and you can use our own internal application. Both methods are free to apply. We're a test optional school. And so if you want to submit your ACT/SAT scores, that's great. If not, we'll accept a personal essay. And we're a rolling admissions campus, which means that we accept applications year round. And so again, my name is Cody. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to admission@westminstercollege.edu.
Excellent, Cody. Thank you so much for presenting on Westminster College. All right, we've got 4 schools down, 2 great ones to go. So our next school is going to be Concordia College.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. My name is Brandon Wente, and I use he, him pronouns. You should be able to see my screen right now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Concordia College. It's a lot of dense information, and a lot of this is like brand new information that we're just sharing with students this year. So as you can see by this photo on your screen, Concordia is located in a relatively suburban neighborhood, very much in the heart of Moorhead, Minnesota, which is also right next to Fargo, North Dakota. If you're coming from like the Twin Cities region, probably about like a 3.5-hour drive, just right up I-94. You can't miss us because we're the last exit before you get to North Dakota. And I do actually want to talk a little bit about the region here as well. So we have our Tri-College program, where if you are taking any classes like at any of like our neighboring institutions, those credits can count back to your time at your home institution, possibly at Concordia. So that allows you to maybe get creative with the types of electives that you do within your individual majors, possibly even pick up like a new minor or something like that. Great place for college students overall, I think, because there are so many institutions in this area. Your student ID holds a lot of discounts all around town. But a lot of the things that I'm going to be focusing on for Concordia today revolves around this new slogan, or this new branding that we're doing called Learn, Work, Lead. Kind of 3 snappy ways of thinking about what your time at Concordia is going to all be about. So when we think about like the learn aspect, 60+ different majors, half of our students will study abroad. We have a 4-year guarantee where we're going to make sure that you finish within a 4-year timeline, or we would pay the tuition for the extra semester or year that it takes to graduate. So we are very committed to making sure that you get the classes that you need when you need them. In terms of like 1,900 students, relatively small class sizes. So your average class is going to be anywhere from like 15 to 20 students. And the largest lecture hall we have on campus only holds about 50 students. So you're never going to see anything bigger than that. I put the 12% diversity statistic up there, by no means as a bragging point, so please don't read into it that way. I do want to be very transparent about where we're at, but also where we're going. We would love to see this number get to double, triple, just continually increasing. And so to do that, we are offering as many support services as we can. So we do have like our Black Student Union. We do have our multicultural offices on campus to make sure that we are supporting all students. Kind of across the board. And so similar to that, 35 different religions represented. We are affiliated with the ELCA Lutheran Church, but we have plenty of other religions represented. So you don't have to be Lutheran to come to Concordia, which is often a misconception. Also, as part of the Learn, Work, Lead, or the Learn aspect, are our 3 schools, 1 college motto. we have 3 different ways that students will study. So obviously you could be part of our Offutt School of Business, Sanford Highmark School of Health Professions, or the School of Arts and Sciences. One kind of big distinction is that this is not like a University of Minnesota system where if you're wanting to study business, you have to apply to the Offutt School of Business. This is really more something that runs in the background, so that students are not falling through the cracks, that you have resources and different people within these individual schools that you can go to for internships, for academic support, for advising. And so for an example, if a student was a pre-med major or on a pre-med track, they're probably going to be a biology major in the School of Arts and Sciences, but then also have those connections to the Sanford Highmark School of Health Professions. And so not only do you have like 2 sets of eyes on you at that point, you're going to make sure that you have all those different components taken care of as you're progressing through that rigorous, pre-med track. In regards to the work aspect, so we have our peak experiences. Concordia is a liberal arts institution, and so you're taking classes sort of all across the board, but to give a little bit more tangibility to the things that you're studying, we have students do 2 different experiences within their 4 years, and that can take the form of maybe like an internship, on or off-campus research, maybe a study abroad component, but it's giving you something that you can maybe put on a resume and talk about with future employers, maybe grad school committees, and really kind of honing in on what it was about that liberal arts experience that was valuable and marketable, for career aspect of things, which kind of leads to the lead aspect. So obviously college isn't just about learning and focusing on career. There are the different fun pieces. So you might be a leader in a number of different clubs and organizations, plenty of different music ensembles that we offer, and different varsity athletics with those 22 different D3 sports. But also in terms of the lead aspect, being able to take what you've done from your college career and put it to something after graduation. So we have 2 different career centers. One is going to be primarily for our business students, and then the other one is for the campus at large. But you work with the Career Center from freshman through senior year to really make sure that you have access to not only like what is it to do the resume building pieces or practice interview skills, but as early as that freshman year, just to say, hey, I don't quite know what I want to major in. What sort of career fields does this major lead to? Or can I get connected with alumni who are in this career field and have conversations with them? So they're doing a lot of different things there. In regards to that 93% success rate, sounds pretty vague, but that relates to students who are either within their first job or grad school within 6 months after graduation, and then some pretty stellar statistics there for our pre-med and pre-law students as well. So as we start to kind of think about the next steps for Concordia, if you do have additional questions, my contact information is all up here on the screen. I always welcome students, talking about the academic questions as well as the application pieces. I obviously didn't cover any of that today, so I encourage you to check out our website and other resources there. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brandon, for presenting on Concordia. And, yes, the time flies. Remember, students and those watching at home, parents or counselors, this is just a quick sneak peek about each of these schools, and there's so much more to explore. All right, we're on to school number 6. We're going to be learning all about Drake University.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Lauren Sharp. I'm one of the admission reps at Drake University. So I'll give you a little bit of a rundown of who we are, kind of where we are, and kind of some of the more important things about Drake to note. This is Griff 2, easily the most important piece of Drake University. So he is our live mascot. He's our 3rd live mascot. He just took over last summer. We had a whole retirement for the original Griff. We call him the OG. So you'll see Griff 2 around campus, always ready for a selfie. He has a pretty good social media presence. So follow him on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of thing, Facebook. So our students love that we have a live breathing, slobbering bulldog to bebop around campus too. A couple of quick facts about Drake. So we have an undergrad population right around 3,000, and then a total of 5,000 with our graduate population. The student to faculty ratio is about 10-to-1, with the average class size being 21. But over 100 different undergraduate programs that we offer. So with our size, we kind of like to say that we're a medium-sized school that offers both small school and large school perks. So you can still kind of get that individualized attention within the classroom, but plenty of ways to get involved with over 140 different student organizations. The Division I athletic experience, so tailgating on a Saturday, attending the men's or women's basketball game on a random Tuesday. One of my favorite stats is that about 70% of our students are actually from out of state. So for our current student population, represent 42 states with 32 different countries. And then our accomplishment rate is about 98%. For 2020, it was just slightly lower, but that was the first time that it dropped below that 98% rate as well. So these is a little deeper dive into our majors. So I mentioned we offer over 100 different ones. About 50% of our students actually graduate with a dual degree or double major, or they have one major with a couple different minors to complement that too. So we have 5 different schools on campus as well as our law school. So we have a few accelerated programs, including the 2+4 pharmacy, the 3+3 law, 3+2 occupational therapy, as well as some others too. So you can get in and out with the degree that you want and a couple others if that's something that you're interested as well. As I mentioned, we are Division I athletics. So we have 19 athletic teams on campus. Men's and women's basketball is easily the most successful. We went to the NCAA tournament last year. The men's basketball team won their first game in NCAA tournament since I think it was 50 years to the date. So that was pretty cool to be a part of. Another long-standing tradition at Drake is the Drake Relays. This occurs every April and it's hosted directly on campus at the Drake Stadium, or the blue oval that you can see on the screen. This kind of serves as our homecoming. So over 40,000 people actually come to celebrate the Drake Relays. The athletes who are competing are aged anywhere between high school and Olympians. So there were some athletes who competed at the Tokyo Olympics who also have competed at the Drake Relays. There's actually a current student athlete who competes on our track and field team who ran in the Tokyo Olympics for her country, which is pretty awesome. So this is one of the long-standing traditions that are one of our favorites of all of our students, as well as alums. So it's a kind of a great time to be in the city of Des Moines, but more importantly, just on Drake's campus. As I mentioned, we are located in Des Moines, Iowa. We're about 3.5 hours south of the Twin Cities. So I kind of always use that as a reference. Straight shot if you get on I-35 South. Des Moines itself is a little bit about, the population is about 700,000. So I always kind of reference it as a mini Minneapolis because you still have the social scene, the nightlife, the professional experiences and opportunities, but a little less hustle and bustle, less traffic, less congestion, and that kind of thing too. The location of campus itself is actually about 3 miles removed from the city. So again, kind of best of both worlds situation where you have access to the city without necessarily feeling overwhelmed or suffocated, like you can't get away from that city life too. This was our 2020 accomplishment rate, so it was 95.5%. It was the first time it dropped below 98% in the last 7 years, but it was still in the middle of a pandemic, so we were pretty proud of our grads, still kind of being successful. We also had our highest number of students enrolling in grad school and kind of furthering their education too. Couple different pathways within the application process for you seniors. We have that traditional test score pathway or test optional with either an interview or an essay. So totally up to you how you apply. What your pathway will determine will be this presidential scholarship. So it's actually increased 1,000. So this year it is 22,000 to 26,000, and that is based off the strength of your application. So that's why we encourage students to apply within their strength, whether that is the standardized test, the written skills, or your verbal skills too. All of our other scholarships are housed at drake.edu/scholarships. So plenty other ways to kind of cut down on that tuition. And then we always encourage students to visit and then apply if you're a senior. So these are all the different ways that you are able to visit and then also in person too. So we are open for individual visits Monday through Thursday, and then Friday you get a nice little treat with Griff being there. For Minnesota students, we also offer some programs on October 21 and 22 over MEA days. So that way you don't have school. We kind of jam pack 3 hours of your day to get a full academic session, campus tour, lunch, and all of that. So that's kind of it for me. This is my contact information. I work with students from Minneapolis. If you happen to be from the St. Paul side, one of my colleagues works with you, but feel free to reach out if you have any further questions and we'll get you taken care of. Thanks for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lauren, for presenting on Drake tonight. All right, well, we have a few more minutes together. I want to make sure our attendees can get that contact information, and if anyone has any questions to drop into the Q&A. So I actually have a live Q&A question that we can tackle together. So I'd like to invite a representative from each school to come back on camera, and we're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. So we're going to start with the University of North Dakota, work our way back down to Drake. When the person ahead of you finishes, feel free to just turn on your microphone and answer away. I won't call on you in this little round robin session. All right, so the first question we're tackling is, what advice would you give to someone going through the college search process? So some of these top tips from the admissions pros that know it best.
Well, my number one tip from the University of North Dakota is just when you're reaching out and visiting with the colleges, make sure the culture and the people are a good fit for you. That's super important. When you go to a college, you want to stay at that college, and just having that right fit and the right culture is super important.
I think my best advice to give, this is Christy from University of South Florida, is use your admissions recruiter advisors. We are here for you, and we want you to feel comfortable and know what all the resources are that are available to you. So please reach out to us. We're always happy to answer any questions that you may have. And it might sound like you're bothering us, but honestly, you're not. That is our job, and we're happy to help you anytime. So make sure you use us as a great resource to, get all your questions answered. If your parents have questions, make sure they have our contact information as well.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm with Northland Community and Technical College. I would say if you have the opportunity to visit the campus, to definitely do so, because I even know between our campuses, it has a completely different feel. And you'll kind of know if you're feeling at home or if it isn't for you right away. And I always tell students, stick with your gut instinct, because that usually ends up best.
Hey, this is Cody.
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead, Brandon. You take it. You piggyback.
Sorry. Forgot the order there for a second. So to piggyback off of what Mara and Matt were both saying in terms of finding the culture and finding that fit and while visiting, take time away from the admission reps and the tour guides and walk around campus on your own. That was one of my favorite ways to look at the community, look at the campus, and really just kind of see how students and faculty were interacting with me when I didn't have my tour guide guiding me around, or when I didn't have the admission folks kind of whispering in my ear the whole time.
That was exactly what I was going to say, but just kidding. Similar. I can't echo enough to get to the campuses, but I would go somewhat against your gut as well. And what I mean by that is a lot of people are putting ideas into your head. And so if you have any kind of questions or doubts, pursue those doubts. There's so many different resources, and all of us have learned many more than we did when we initially went to college. So look into these schools that you're not sure about, see what they have to offer, and expand as much as you can. And then your gut will always be there as well.
I would also really echo visiting. That was kind of I don't think you can get a great feel for the campus unless you actually step foot on it. But along with visiting the campus, also check out the city that the school is located in. You're potentially going to call that city home for 4 years as well, and maybe years after. And it can play a large role in some experiences or opportunities that you might have or might not have, depending on the size, but also things for you to do that that you would like a part of your college experience, and just seeing if the city is also a place where you can call home for 4 years, aside from just the university itself.
Awesome. This is all such great advice and tips. And kind of to echo off of what Christy was saying, I hope that this presentation has really shown you that admissions counselors are amazing resources, really kind, enthusiastic, love their work. So I hope it can feel like, oh, they're away in an office, or calling you or setting up a Zoom chat, and they're reading applications, and it, feels like it's you might be nervous to ask those questions, to follow up, but I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into what they do and how much they love their jobs, and they really are here to help you explore. And remember, these 6 minutes are just a tiny sneak peek. There's so much more to get to know about each of these campuses, and we hope this is just a starting point for you. Maybe there's a school that drew you here on this list that you wanted to hear about, but maybe we've opened your eyes to some new places that you want to check out after today as well. Well, we have reached the end of our time together. So first, I want to say thank you to all of our admissions representatives. You represent your schools, not just in those facts and the figures and the admissions deadlines and dates, but also just the energy and enthusiasm you have for the experience in and out of the classroom for your students. For everyone who's watching, whether it was live or a recording later, thank you for taking the time. And again, I hope this is a great help in your college search journey. It can be really overwhelming, but it's a lot of fun and quite the adventure figuring out where you're headed next. All right, now the logistics. When you close your window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, don't forget to check back on the schedule and sign up for more sessions that are following this one so you can explore and learn more about other great schools. And you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings from the college fair, the panels at the same website where you register and can find the schedule, stryscan.com/Minnesota. All right, that's it, everybody. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us, and all the best. Have a great year.